this week's episode of What the Heck, we welcome a special guest, check in with Tyler to see what's cooking in his brain, talk nostalgic items like television shows and toys from our past, and then see if anybody's got any kind of knowledge of music in What the Heck Is This Song? Crack a cold one, kick your feet up, and enjoy the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 6 of What the Heck. I'm Colin Frederick, here with Tyler Heck, who we can always count on, and Jake Reese, who we learned last week I can't say the same for. But Jake, we're glad to have you back.
I feel so welcome back. Thank you, guys.
Hey, man, yeah, you're already at 80% of our podcast, and
80%'s a B.
hey, C's get degrees, so you still got some room. Also joining us tonight is the wonderful and lovely Michael Patricia Ann Dowden. Mike, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
I have this thing, I have a tough time figuring out middle names, but someday, 6 episodes has clearly not been enough time, but I think that Tyler's middle name guess was Patricia one day, and that wasn't accurate either.
No, and I think there was something with a V, a Veronica or Vanessa or something.
Virginia?
Neither were close.
What about Neil?
Closer, but no.
I'm getting there.
Must be the right part of the alphabet.
In the right area, yeah.
Well, next week, folks, stay tuned, because I'm getting Tyler's middle name. But as always, thanks for listening. Last week was a kind of different show. Jake was out of town doing fun stuff without us, but Tyler and I held down the fort. I thought Mr. Heck put on an admirable performance. We got to learn a little bit more about him, mostly at the request of my mother. But you know what? It's funny because she always listens, but she didn't say anything like, oh, man, it was really great to get to know Tyler a little bit.
Tyler let her down.
I did not. Yeah, she might have been disappointed. Oh, he is not as interesting as I thought, actually.
I will like to say I got to clear something up because I've had a couple of people ask me, like they thought it was serious. I actually didn't play badminton in high school. That wasn't a thing. So to the couple of you who asked if that was true, no.
What about your college career? What was it, biochemistry?
Yeah, biochem, yep. Biochem with a minor in education. Yep.
It's very he worked at Procter & Gamble.
Yep. I was the one that invented the Old Spice with lavender that's coming out.
Which is a terrible idea. Is it's a men's deodorant?
Yeah.
That smells like lavender.
Correct.
You don't like lavender?
No, we actually discussed that on episode 5.
Oh, here we go.
Jake's back. His dedication to the show seeping from his pores. It's just wafting in the air. No, it was. I can't picture. Is there any other scent? It's just lavender, just pure lavender.
No, I think there's something. I don't know. I've just seen the commercials for it.
Can you try it before next week?
I really don't want to.
Just one day.
I feel like
do it like on a day when you don't have to leave the house.
And if I don't like it, then I'm stuck with a whole stick of
$5 stick of deodorant you won't use.
All right. If somebody out there in podcast
if someone sponsors it,
wants
I'll
to sponsor next episode, you could buy 1 stick of gross lavender deodorant. It's all
Old
we need.
Spice is the one that's coming out. I don't want to try anything else.
I can't.
I really don't even want to try that one. I just know that I've seen it on commercials lately.
It sounds horrible. I don't watch that much TV anymore. I think it's my kind of thing.
Ads, because I don't have TV either. It's all coming up in the ads.
Are you? Do you stream anything live, or are you you're just hanging out on Netflix and Hulu?
I have. I used to have Hulu Live. I got rid of it because outside of Impractical Jokers, I didn't really watch it.
Which you can watch anyway.
Well, that's worth keeping it right there.
It was, but not for an extra $40 when I can find it somewhere else.
Well, since you invented the Old Spice lavender, I think you could afford the extra $40.
I haven't gotten paid yet. They got to see how it works.
Got it.
How about you call one of your badminton teammates? Maybe they can help you out.
I'll have to call one of them up.
Close-knit
group. I don't think they're in jail right now.
No, those people are not in jail. No way.
Well, I don't know.
I'm feeling confident in that. But anyway, this show, I've been telling the guys all day, I'm feeling really good about it. I've got one of those feelings in my soul that this is going to be a good one. So
Glad it's not a feeling from the pit of your stomach.
well,
We'd be talking about something different.
that feeling may come later, depending on how many of these airheads I eat. Which you all might also be impressed. We're still doing quite well in the airhead department.
Yeah, we're pretty close to a full box left.
Though I don't know if that's impressive or disappointing.
We had 120 airheads.
Yeah.
How many were we supposed to
It's,
eat?
it's been 6 episodes. That's
No,
not true.
we
got
got
them
episode
right away.
2.
We got him episode 2.
After episode 2, right?
No, I think
No, we
4
got 'em
episode
4.
2.
That's right.
Yep.
But we didn't
No.
need any last.
No,
yeah.
it wasn't.
Oh no. Yeah. Because episode 1
Who
we
cares?
did the-
If you guys want to sponsor next episode,
It was episode 3 because episode 1 was sponsorship of the Spotted Cow
Because-
from.
Yeah.
we inspired him.
We
Yeah.
inspired him with his very first podcast ever.
Which, if we're inspiring any of you out there, you don't even have to send us smelly deodorant. You can just share us on Facebook. Tell your friends that we don't suck.
Yeah. Shoot us an email.
Tell
Comment
your
on
friends that
Facebook.
we do suck. There's no such thing as bad press. Put it out there.
Yeah, at least as long as they listen.
And if one of your friends says to you, we were just having this conversation also. If one of your friends says to you, yeah, listen to episode 1, tell them to literally listen to any other episode. We understand.
Skip episode 1.
We're
Who
rookies.
cares?
Yeah,
You're not
this
gonna
is
miss
not
anything.
chronological. You're not missing anything. We're rookies, and it sounded bad in retrospect. It's not my finest game. But who comes out as a rookie and starts their first game and sets a record? Nobody does that.
Got to work out the kinks.
Sometimes things get kinky. Not in here. It's
Okay, moving on.
4 men. So anyway, today, great episode. Tyler's going to talk about something that he's still not told us, which is, waiting for a big surprise.
It's a pretty easy
there.
one. Nothing to be too worried about.
We're going to touch on our childhoods a little bit. See what we... No, I see that look as well. We're not going to touch a child. We're going to discuss our childhood. This show is off to a hot start. This is exactly what I thought was going to be. See about... so how that came up was... Well, I'll get to that later. We're going to have a little nostalgia tonight and talk about the good old days. And then, in the past, I've spent literally minutes putting our games together, but this one I actually spent a reasonable amount of time on. And then I got in here and everyone's like, wait a minute, I don't know anything about music. So that might be a huge flop anyway. But
I never said that.
damn
I'm
it.
feeling pretty good.
I really tried. But without further ado, Tyler, what the heck?
So, in the past, we talked about like our favorite things to do in the summer, right? We've got some behind-the-scenes technical difficulties going on right here, but we're all good. In a past episode, I don't remember
It's
which
amateur
one it was.
night, which is it's a fan favorite.
We talked about some of our favorite things to do over the summer. One thing that I didn't bring up was...
That was episode 4.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you here for that one?
I was here for that one. That's how I remembered.
That's how he remembers.
Matt told him, the superior is.
One thing that I like to do that I didn't bring up was just go on a road trip.
Yeah.
Like, it could be to Madison.
Is it
just
planned
drive,
out, or
hang
you
out.
just
No,
randomly
just-
get in the car and go?
Just randomly get in the car and go.
I like that.
Or, I mean, it could be planned out too. Like, if you know you're driving 4 or 5 hours, just road trip. There's a couple things I think everyone always does before going on a road trip. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the only one that does that. One, music is not one of them. Like, we talked about it last week. We've talked about it in the past. Like, I just throw random stuff on music. But I want to know, what is everyone's, like, #1 road trip snack? It could be a snack, it could be a drink, it could be a combo.
That's a tough one.
But if you're going on a road trip, what's the thing you're going to have to snack on?
I'll start because you just spoke it into existence. Combos. Whether it's the pepperoni pizza or the baked pretzel or the baked cracker cheddar one. The issue with combos is that the bag always tears all to hell when you open the thing.
And that
It
means
is
you have
not
to
a
eat the whole
high-quality bag.
bag.
You have to eat the whole bag.
Yep. There's no way to put them away and save them for
Combos
later.
are single serving, and that's a problem because there are too many combos for that. But they're just so good, and then you've got, next thing you know, there's 6 of them in your hand, and then there's none left in the bag. And then that's when the regret starts sinking in.
That's when you get that feeling in the pit of your stomach.
That is the bit of then your road trip has to come to a halt because you're making a pit stop. That's it. Usually, if I was going on a road trip and I was not, gonna beat myself up over dietary decisions, I think my go-to would be 2 Gatorades of really any flavor. I'm not too picky on that. A Red Bull and a bag of combos. And then, if I was feeling like really wild and felt like I needed a dessert snack after my regular snack,
Which is always necessary.
sometimes it depends.
I'm already there.
I just have to walk around one aisle and I go from the cracker-based snacks to the candy. I'm big on those, it's like a Butterfinger chopped into little squares. And those come in a resealable pack, which I found is a little easier because then you just tuck those away in the console, but only if it's wintertime because otherwise they melt, and that's terrible. But the Butterfinger bites are...
The little squares.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good.
pretty good. I was talking today with somebody about Butterfinger BBs. Do you remember those suckers?
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna come up in the nostalgia thing. I think.
Yeah.
If we were talking candy,
But combos, Butterfinger bites, 2 Gatorades, and a Red Bull for me.
So I'm with you on the Gatorade. I'm a white Gatorade guy. I think it's a black cherry or whatever the flavor is. So
White cherry, maybe.
Oh, it's a cherry of some sort. It reminds me a little bit of the mystery airhead in some cases, but
Or the cherry airhead.
no, not really. It doesn't
It's a
taste that
combo.
cherry-y flavored.
Pass 2 of those over here. I'll try them together.
Anyway, I'm a big beef jerky guy.
Oh, yeah.
Jerky sometimes can be a little pricey.
That's the thing.
So if I'm going on a road trip, I just say, you know what, this is vacation or this is whatever road trip time. So I swallow the price literally in my beef jerky. And then I have a big sweet tooth. So I know this is going to seem like it's way off the ranch, but I like to finish up my dessert snack with 2 Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh, that's not bad.
They go well with the Gatorade. You say 2, but I'd rather stop a second time because when Gatorade gets warm, it's out. I can't drink warm Gatorade.
Oh,
So I
can
gotta
take
have-
Gatorade at any temperature.
I gotta have cold Gatorade. When it gets warm, I just stop drinking it. It's no good to me anymore. So I'm going with the white Gatorade, little beef jerky. Teriyaki flavor is my number 1 go-to.
Also like the sweet and hot.
Yeah, I'm not a spicy guy, so I stay away from that.
How about the Slim Jims? You go with the Slim Jims at all?
You know, sometimes I go with the Slim Jim, but I'd much rather have a good piece of beef jerky.
If I'm in the mood for buying meat at the gas station, which that sentence
Is not spoken very often.
Preview of episode 7 right there.
gas station meats. That sounds like a good bracket, actually. But
it's gonna be short
if
and
I,
sweet.
if I have the choice, you got the roller hot dogs,
So there's 2.
That's it.
Okay.
Slim Jims.
We've got a round robin. That's 2 out of 3.
But if there's an option for like a real beef stick from some kind of packaging plant locally, if I could get like a jalapeno cheddar beef stick, I think I would take that over a Slim Jim.
I would
don't-
too.
I don't know that I've ever in my life had a Slim Jim. Now that
What?
I'm thinking about it,
You've never
Not-
snapped
never.
into a Slim
I
Jim?
don't think I have.
Wow, that's sheltered.
The,
All
right,
the
forget-
commercials are way better than the actual product.
See, I think that's part of my hang.
Let's forget Airheads and the lavender Old Spice. Let's get some Slim Jims.
some Slim Jims in this.
Any of
how I
our
can try it.
podcast fans out there want to sponsor Slim Jims for the next episode, we will gladly take them.
Doesn't need to be a huge pack. Just a couple. Let Colin try them out. See what he thinks.
Maybe like a 6-pack.
6-pack Slim Jims.
4 for Colin, 1 for me, and 1 for Tyler.
I'm in.
Gas station meats, Mike, what do you got?
If I'm going on a trip, I like the Gatorade. White Gatorade's terrible, so we're not going with that. Anything but white or red Gatorade.
Not red either.
Nope. I tend to go to orange or blue.
You like yellow?
Yellow's
Nobody
not bad.
drinks yellow.
It depends. I mean, on a road trip, no. If you're working out, yellow's fine.
It's not bad.
You know, road trip, you're getting blue or orange.
But blue gets kind of funky. Are you looking for like that light blue, like the Glacier Freeze?
Yeah,
Is that what
Glacier
that's called?
Freeze.
Yeah, all right.
Not the purple stuff.
No.
Like the
Rip-
actual
Riptide
glacier.
Rush.
Yeah, not Riptide Rush. Nope. And then I'm gonna
Sad.
go.
How many flavors of Gatorade we know right here?
I used to work for Gatorade back in my younger years.
I'm gonna go with a Twizzlers pull and peel. I like it. I just you can eat it quick. You can extend it and just peel it slowly and eat. You know, it take a while. Like slow down the trip. Everyone enjoys them. You know, no one ever turns down Twizzlers pull and peel. You can't share a combo.
You could.
You
you
won't
can't.
share.
You
it.
won't. Okay.
Yes, you will.
You normally
That's true.
won't like. Hey,
That's true.
you want some? It's not happening.
Yeah.
Just like beef jerky. I'm not sharing my beef jerky because I paid $17 for 4 pieces. So
That's the problem
I mean,
with beef jerky.
sorry, guys.
Everyone loves a good beef jerky.
Then you
But
eat that little silica packet just because. It's
Yeah, I'm like, I paid for this. I licked the inside of the bag out too, just to make sure I got all my money's worth.
My parents were always big Twizzler road trippers.
Yep.
And it's always nice because if I was sitting in the back seat at any point, there was going to be at least one Twizzler in my dad's ear at some point, whether he's driving or the passenger. He's like, hey, give me a Twizzler. And I stuff it in his ear until it touches his brain and then see if he still wants to eat it.
If he doesn't, you don't eat that, do you?
No.
Oh, just clarifying.
I don't think that situation's come up. I think he's like, damn kid.
Give it here, I'll eat it
He
anyway.
eats it anyway. It's his ear juice, whatever. But just Twizzlers and Gatorade?
That's it.
Are you more of a sweet guy than a salty guy?
I'm more of a, to be honest with you, I'm more of a stop, get some gas, go to the bathroom, walk around the gas station, think, oh, that's too much. That's too expensive. That's too expensive. I really don't need that. Don't want that. And then I just get back in the car.
Honestly, I'm kind of impressed by that because I'm like, oh, I'm at a gas station. I should buy everything here.
Just the Gatorade. What about you?
So I'm gonna start with if I'm feeling rich, if I feel like I've got the money to throw around,
with that patent coming your way with the lavender
Oh, man.
deodorant.
He's going to sell.
I'm gonna have so much beef jerky.
Oh,
Because that's my go-to. Like if I'm
Yep.
feeling real good, like it's a packet of beef jerky.
Do you like the tender bites?
Tried them.
I don't like them.
Does it take away from the experience for you?
Yeah,
You have to feel like kind of a savage when
Right.
you start turning your head.
yeah.
while you're
When you
eating
get
things.
when you got to gnaw on a little bit,
Yeah.
like you see that dog in the back alley that's gnawing on a bone out of the dumpster.
There's not that many alleys around me.
Drive downtown Walworth, you'll see a few.
Yeah, beef jerky, probably number one, but it's not every time because, like Jake, it's expensive. It's not worth getting every single road trip. I instead of Gatorade have switched over to Body Armor.
Oh yeah, it's the official drink of the UFC.
Yep, but I only will get strawberry banana. I've tried a couple other ones and they're not bad.
I like the
But-
blackout berry.
Not a bad one. I don't know.
Knockout
There's just
punch.
something about strawberry banana. That's just the bit, and I always go with the big one because I don't have to get two.
A pro tip from some peer pushers I know is Body Armor of your flavor of choice and Tito's. It both, dehydrates you and hydrates you at the same time.
During work, that doesn't seem like that should go over real well.
Not during work. I'd never allow that.
Oh,
Unless you were doing it with them.
Exactly. That's
Got
fine.
it.
Duh.
No wonder it took you guys so long to get peers in.
Blistering pace this year. No shop talk.
and then if I'm not getting beef jerky, and I want something like sweet, I go a lot with the Mudslide Chex Mix. But I don't like. They have to have the smaller bag, because if I get the regular size bag, I'm still gonna eat it all.
For sure.
Yeah.
Very similar to combos.
So if they don't have the smaller bag, I'm out. I'm not getting it.
You know,
Um,
the Chex Mix is a tough thing because I don't like to get my hands all dirty, especially when I'm driving. Because when we go on road trips, I'm driving. That's
Yep.
who I am. So if I got to eat Chex Mix and I get all powdery and chocolatey and it's just, I don't know. I struggle with that.
It must be a perk of being able to just go by yourself that I have that. Because a lot, I mean, I don't always go by myself, but usually it's, oh, I'm going to visit some friends in La Crosse, or I'm going up to visit my sister.
Sure.
So I'm alone in the car, and I don't feel bad about making a little bit of a mess.
What about trail mix? Anybody a trail mix fan?
Trail mix would be my go-to in the morning.
Oh, sure.
Like I'd have a morning, like
A morning snack and an
and an afternoon snack.
Yeah,
I could see that.
I could see that. Or those little bowls of cereal. I'm kind of big on that too. You could throw down some dry Apple Jacks. What? Is dry cereal not a thing in your
Nah,
life?
not really. It's got to be the right cereal. Apple Jacks is not the right cereal.
Do you remember when they used to make those like breakfast bars, but it was just like Cocoa Puffs with some kind of like,
With, like, a
fake milk,
milk in it?
frosting?
Yeah.
It was just yogurt. Yeah.
That's it's a cereal. That counts as breakfast snack.
They still make some of them.
They do. I've seen the
Golden Grams is a
Rice
big one.
Krispies.
Cinnamon Toast Nuts, Rice Krispie treat.
It's not a Rice Krispie treat though. It's like a
No.
Rice Krispie breakfast bar.
It's a Rice Krispie treat.
It is not.
No,
Does it come in a blue package?
It does, but it's not a Rice
not-
Krispie
Sure, it's
treat.
not a Rice
Krispie
Krispie
treat.
treat.
Snap, crackle, and pop.
Thank you, Tyler has
It's
my
not
back.
called it's almost exactly the same thing. I don't disagree.
It
But
is
it's
the
not
same thing.
called a Rice Krispie treat.
I don't buy it.
It's a
Well,
crispy rice cereal bar.
this isn't.
I hate that. That sounds
Your
like
name's not in the
shopping at
show.
Aldi's.
No, that's great value.
That's a Rice Krispie treat at a different store. That's
Maybe.
all that is.
No.
It's not. It has that yogurt layer to it that makes it not a Rice Krispie treat.
I have one final road trip gas station question. Do you buy fountain drink?
I personally do not. I don't drink soda. Most fountain drinks are all soda.
Uh-huh.
However, when we go on a road trip, my wife loves. She's a fountain soda,
Uh-huh.
like big fan. So she usually gets the big, Diet Coke fountain soda.
The big super mega gold.
Because I don't know if she goes to the full size,
Big
but
Gulp.
Yeah, I got the 72 ouncer.
it's it's usually cheaper than getting the Diet Coke in the the
bottle.
little bottle or whatever. So it's that way you can control your ice. You can control the temperature of it a little bit longer.
Does anyone get ice in a fountain drink?
You get just enough to keep it cold.
Yeah, very little.
Very little, but if you don't get enough, then it gets warm, and then I don't
See,
drink
when I get a
warm.
fountain drink, I'm not letting it sit that
Yeah,
long.
that's true.
And then
Even when you're on a
getting more
road trip,
fountain
though,
drink.
you need to like
No.
have it last a
if
little
I'm
bit.
I
planning
don't
on-
get one if I'm
Yeah, if
I
I'm
don't
planning
put
on
one
it
in the car
lasting,
if I
it's a
don't have
Gatorade. Or Snapple Apple.
Can you get a fountain drink and then use a cup that you have in the car and put ice in the cup in the car and then pour the fountain drink in the cup? Is that allowed?
Sure. I've not.
I feel like you're asking because that's what you do.
I don't know. If it's a,
His
someone
friend,
you
of,
know.
may
his
or may
friend of
not have
Mike's.
been done, yeah.
Mike's got a friend who does that, and he was just wondering, asking for someone else. I think that's fair.
because you're getting more of the fountain drink without taking up room.
I think it's
in the cup.
brilliant, actually.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'd like to take a walk down memory lane. Like we mentioned with those Butterfinger BBs, there's some things that just take you back. And I got onto this idea today while I was pulling some trailers around. And I remembered that DJ Earworm every year made those like remixes of like all of the
top
year's
songs of the
pop
year.
songs.
I have no idea what you're talking
United
about.
State of Pop or something.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got
Mike
you.
just shrugged. He has no idea what you're talking about either.
But I
So
I'm
at
not
least we
alone.
know like the cutoff age.
right.
Oh,
We're old.
Yes,
We're
got
old.
it.
I'm in the old side.
Old.
Got it. How's that make you feel, Mike?
I'm getting used to it.
But I started today with the 2010 one, and it was Kesha and Taylor Swift and Akon and Flo Rida, and I was like, man, 8th grade was my prime.
Mike's writing those names
Eighth,
down
that
so
was
he
a
can
hint for
remember
the
them
game
for
later.
games
That's
later. Mike just knows 4 people now.
Yeah, but he's got to guess the song, not the artist.
Oh,
So.
that's true. The artist is only bonus points, but that's for a later time because some people Some people peak in high school, and those people get made fun of on Twitter. But only like the really special elite few can peak in middle school.
8th grade. That was your peak.
That was it for me. That was peak coolness, Colin.
Glad I was a part of it.
You were the second, third most valuable wrestling coach I had that year.
Wow.
Third.
Yep.
Well, I know the Superior Reese is up there.
No,
No,
he
I-
wasn't
I
around
didn't
in
even
8th
know
grade.
him at that
Oh,
time.
that was 8th grade?
That was freshman year when that
Oh.
tragedy happened. But no, 8th grade, I did that cool spiky thing with my hair. I had a little gel going on because I was past the one length buzz cut and into full on salon style. Even though like really was not that stylish because my hair's not very conducive to that. I kind of could just like grow it and it would grow straight out like a big puffball. But I had the spike thing going on. I was the same height I am now, but at that time,
That's pretty big.
at that time, I was the tall kid, so that was cool. Like I'm a terrible basketball player, but was a reasonably decent basketball player for the Sharon Hawks only because I was like, I literally just hit puberty first, so I was like bigger and stronger and faster. And yeah, it was good times. You didn't really have any kind of worries about anything at all. I had a job only when the grass needed to be mowed at the shop. Otherwise, I was just hanging out in people's pools, pretending I was Dwight Howard.
Living the dream.
Living the dream. Rolling the bad streets of Sharon. But I just want to talk about things that take you back. Like, everybody's got a few things that, like, that is my childhood. And I'd just like to see what that is. And I also think this conversation is going to be interesting because it's going to show us a little more about the age gap like we just saw. Like, for example, I played with Rescue Heroes and Jake played with rocks.
And sticks.
They made fire. It was incredible.
We
But-
played stickball in the backyard. There's nothing wrong with two.
What about that thing where you got the little stick in your hand and there's just that wheel that's rolling down that they played in like Jamestown? What's that game called?
We couldn't afford one of those.
But I'd like to open the floor. Tyler, what makes you think of your childhood? It could be a movie, a TV show, a toy. Sometime you got whooped by your dad.
That wasn't sometime. That was a lot. That was
All the time.
I think one thing. So I brought it up in the past that Boy Meets World is like one of my go-to shows.
Oh yeah, you tried to marry
Um,
Topanga last week.
Yeah.
Wow, I missed out.
Yeah, you did.
Fact.
So like when I watch that, I think back to because that came out. It was TGIF on ABC. It was like the Friday night lineup, and that's just what you watched. So that always kind of brings me back to. I used to watch it every Friday when it would come out.
And then
I
you had to
think-
go to bed right after it was over.
No, there were a couple shows on after that
Okay.
I watched, like Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, I
don't
remember
see.
anything that
I'm-
happens in
I'm
that
too
show. I just
young.
remember the show. Other than that, I think like anything Pokemon for me is pretty nostalgic because that came out when I was like
So glad I was old
elementary
enough
school.
and not interested.
I was too.
What year did you graduate?
2009.
Mike graduated in
2005.
1994.
No way. I just look like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess those are the two things that I just see a lot of right now because Pokemon's still coming out with all this new stuff. So you see it every once in a while, and I just think back to the original 151 because that's just
I never
What
got
is it?
into Pokemon, and I don't really have a reason for why. I did think it was kind of cool, like that they had the cool trading card game, but I never knew enough about it. Like I never participated.
I collected those. Never really knew how to actually like play the game.
My cousin had some of those like toy Pokeballs, and that was pretty cool. But again, that was about as deep as my fandom went.
Yeah, I was more TV show Game Boy. Collected the cards,
I
but
also never had a Game
Didn't
Boy. I'm
really
kind
know.
of jealous of you.
Game Boys.
Yeah, you guys never had an
Games were
Atari
awesome.
either. Are you jealous of me?
I didn't. Sorry. When they remade it.
Not the original.
When it was ironic.
You put
It
just
wasn't the
you
only
put
option.
the right amount of stress on that joystick,
When
and
it
he
came-
snapped her.
When they brought it back, like 15 years ago. Yeah, that's when I had
Nothing a
it.
little duct tape can't fix. We must have had 6 or 7 duct tape
I think
controllers.
actually my grandparents had an original for a while, and then it stopped working. And actually, so at my grandparents, we're always like pretty far behind the times game wise because we had the Atari, and after that broke, we went to the regular Nintendo, and that lasted a long time up until I guess maybe like 10 years ago, and then we went to the Super Nintendo.
Man, we
That's
had a
currently
Super
what we have
Nintendo,
there.
Yeah.
and that is so great.
Regular Nintendo, Super Nintendo are the best.
I really think
Yeah.
that's kind of the pinnacle.
Super Tecmo Bowl. Anyone?
Yes.
Yep. When you had to blow in it to make sure that it worked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were the best.
What about you, Mike?
I don't know. Looking at your agenda, if that's what we're going to call it, or whatever this sheet of paper you gave me.
It's called an outline.
I don't know if that's. I mean, it looks like it's supposed to be an outline, but your English teachers are crying inside right now. I keep coming back to, like, you guys ever watch Doug or Rugrats?
Oh,
Doug,
yes.
yeah.
Especially Rugrats, but we were just talking about Doug. And I don't remember why. We were trying to figure out the theme song. And doesn't.
I can't remember. I don't
I don't
know.
know.
But I always feel, having kids now at that age, our shows were so much better back then
So much better.
than what they are now.
Yeah, totally.
There was actually some substance to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you felt like anyone could watch them. Now you just watch them, and as an adult, I'm like, this is terrible. Which maybe my parents
I was
thought
gonna
that when
say,
they were watching.
I need to ask my parents. Did you feel like the cartoons we watched were awful?
Because it wasn't like Mr. Ed. You know?
I don't
like
know.
From the
Yeah.
previous generation.
But do you remember like Ed, Ed and Eddie? Anyone watch that? Or Two Stupid Dogs? There used to be a show.
I
No?
was more of a
Yeah, Cartoon
Nickelodeon guy
Network.
than a Cartoon Network guy.
Cartoon Network.
I
Johnny
was
Bravo.
I was more edgy.
None of that stuff was around when I was a kid. There was no
It's a TV.
Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network.
When Jake was a kid, they all sat around the radio on Sunday nights and listened to War of the Worlds.
Wow.
They got the decoder pins and the cereal box.
You know, if we're going back to cartoons from the day, you guys had nothing. Anybody ever watch a little He-Man?
Yeah.
Masters of the Universe? Nobody knows what I'm talking about?
I do.
I've heard of Masters of the Universe.
That's He-Man. He ruled that stuff. How about Thundercats? If we're going to go back to the
Heard of
good
it?
cartoons.
What? I know I've
Man.
seen them because they used to replay those on
Were
Saturday.
you like the original Transformers kind of era? Or was
Yeah.
that not far enough back?
No, I was. That's awesome. I was a big Thundercats fan though. Used Lionel and his crew had can't remember the tiger's name, but it came with a little. It was like a green tiger that was about 10 inches long and had a little saddle on his back, and that's what he rode.
That feels like a small.
And
tiger
She-Ra?
riding.
There was a whole bunch of these Thundercats that were just.
I think I'd take Paw Patrol over Thundercats.
No.
any day of the week.
The Thundercats saved the universe.
Yeah, but Chase is on the case.
Rebel on the Double.
I love Paw Patrol.
Thundercats.
I love
We're
Paw
awesome.
Patrol, but I have kids. Like
I have nieces and nephews. Yeah, I'll watch the kids. Put Paw Patrol on.
I can't believe you guys don't even know those cartoons.
My go-to television show was Zaboomafoo. You familiar?
Yes, it was around when I had kids. Carter and Allie loved that.
That was the best show. Zaboomafoo just died recently.
What?
Yeah.
Old Zabu.
It was like last.
Yeah, but now he's got
summer.
like a granddaughter that was born at some college, so it lives on.
Okay.
And they made some goofy animated version of it, of the show now. It's like the two guys, but they're cartoons.
Oh, that's dumb.
It's not the same. I preferred like when they'd go to Zabu Land and it was all clay.
Yep.
And it had the little clay guys jumping around all crazy like. Zaboomafoo was my favorite. But if I had to choose one thing that like was my childhood, it would be Rescue Heroes for sure. I have a whole collection, and I got like everybody's got a backpack, and I got the cars and stuff, and I had a big like naval carrier. But one time when I was little, I got up in the middle of the night and puked all over it. So that thing has seen some stuff.
Do you still have it?
I hope.
Yeah, it's at my parents' house.
Did you clean it up?
I tell my nieces and nephews that they can't play with it until they're 13 because they don't have proper respect for the the people involved, like Jake Justice and Billy Blazes.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
So next episode, I'm going to bring over my rescue heroes. It stays at my parents' house because that's where it's got to be until I have kids that are
13.
13.
Because
Makes sense.
Katie said you couldn't bring it here and play with it.
Katie doesn't even know about the
She
greatness.
hasn't seen it
Like
yet.
she's aware that they exist probably, but I've not introduced her to all of my friends.
She doesn't know of your fandom for rescue heroes.
And they were especially great because if you bought like the special edition, action figures, it came with a VHS tape of like an episode of the Rescue Heroes show. It's just unbelievable.
Now, I know everybody, and if you're not, I would hope you get up and leave the studio right now. But everybody has to be a Star Wars fan, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See you later.
Stop it.
Oh my gosh.
I have seen. I'll tell you. So
You
I have
break
seen-
my heart.
enough Star Wars to know that the opening scene or the ending scene or some middle scene. I don't really know what scene. Somehow
Somewhere in a movie.
words roll along the screen and they talk about like somewhere in a far, far galaxy or some nonsense like that. And then I turn it off. And the only reason I know that is on Big Bang, Sheldon is a huge Star Wars guy.
Yeah, as any reasonable human being is.
And
No.
he is brilliant.
Agreed. But Star Wars is just boring.
I know one listener that's going to be very disappointed in you.
2 listeners. My sister-in-law might be, and that's married to the Superior Reese, and also sponsored the 60 Airhead package we received.
They're great.
She's a huge Yoda fan from Star Wars.
I don't know how
Like,
you couldn't be.
yeah, Mike probably doesn't even know who Yoda is.
I
after
do
he turns
know
him off.
I do know who Yoda is.
Like, you just googling him? Is that what you have on your
He's-
phone?
he's
I was
bringing
looking.
him up.
Actually, I'm looking up a game that I'm going to talk about. A little toy that takes me back to my childhood. But I know if I don't have it on my screen, you're going to be like, "There's no way that this is a thing." So I'm just getting prepared while you're talking about.
So I
Star
guess
Wars.
99% of podcast land and 75% of this studio are Star Wars fans. But I don't know how much you guys had Star Wars action figures, but like we had some Star Wars action figures that were as kids that were like, man, those were your prized possessions.
Yeah.
Like you didn't roughhouse with those bad boys because you don't want to pull a leg off or an arm off by accident, and those were
That was the one good thing about Rescue Heroes is that they're durable enough that I could play football with them, which is 98% of what I did.
Like
Jake Justice was
they
the
were the football.
Yeah, Jake
or-
Justice was no. Like
They were his
playing
teammates.
football. No, I wasn't playing. I was
he was in the backyard. Those were his linemen. He was the running back.
I was just running.
That's why he
around.
peaked in middle school.
There's no D line of Jake Justice stopping Colin Frederick.
No, Jake Justice can stop anybody. All right, and Rocky Canyon's a star safety, but that's beside the point. Mike, tell me about this made-up game.
It's
that you
not.
used
It's
to
not
play.
made up. So my childhood, I remember, literally, I think maybe crying when it got ruined. There's a toy baseball game where you would roll a marble from center field,
Okay.
and then you got you clicked a button and then you hit it, and there were different places. And
It's
if
called pinball, Mike.
no, it's like pinball. It's like pinball, but like you would play baseball with it. And without going too nerdy into it, it's on my screen. You can actually see. I
I
have
think I know what you're talking
2 of them in my house right now. But like you said, Colin, neither one of them are open.
Right.
And they're not allowed to be open because they have to stay in the package till the kids understand how to play with them.
That's it.
But
Late night in the Dowden house, kids asleep. Caitlin and Mike going one-on-one in pinball baseball.
listen,
Take you yard.
without going nerdy, that's how I learned to do like keep book for baseball. Like I would literally play the game. I had my own names. Like, oh, it was great.
Yeah, Mike had a lot of friends. He had more friends than I did, and I hung out with action figures.
Well, yeah, there's 9 in a baseball lineup, so he had at least 8 friends.
That's true.
I'm using air quotes for those of you in podcast world.
So no, that game takes me back all the way to the point where in about 5 years ago, we couldn't find them. Like for like 20 years, couldn't find them, and I found them in Walmart and stopped my wife on the dot, said we're buying this, and she looked at me like it's for 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds. Why are we buying this? And I was just ecstatic. And I got home, and she's like, "You gonna play it?" And I said, "No, I'm gonna set it right here in the corner, and no one's gonna touch it for another decade. But I know I have one at
Sounds
least."
like such a fun dad.
It's great.
You can look at the toys, kids, but you're not playing with those today.
These are daddy's toys. Do you have any of you, and it's okay if you don't, but I'll be like, I'm not going to be mad, I'll be disappointed. Do you have like one memory from your childhood that like sticks out? And it can be good, bad, sad, happy?
I got hundreds. I don't know where to start.
Just like pick one that like really sticks in your brain.
All right, I'm the guest. I'm starting. With the idea that my dad does not listen to this podcast.
But he might
We'll get
soon.
And if he does listen to this podcast, you might want to turn it off right now.
Just remember, Mike loves you, Dad.
Yep. Thank you for all you did. So, in the Dowden household, we have this story just known as the hockey story. I don't have did I ever tell you about this, Tyler, on the football field?
You might have.
So
I'll have to listen- hear it a
we
little bit.
used to have an indoor pool, legit indoor. It's about the size of half of a basketball court. My grandpa made it, and the pool got to be the point where it cost too much. It was indoor all the time. I had my 5-year-old birthday party in February in a pool. It was great. That my parents just flattened out the pool and basically gave us a huge rec room. So I'm going to say 40 feet by 50 feet, just a massive rec room that we could play in. And we would rollerblade. We do all sorts of stuff. Well, we're playing hockey one day. And I have 2 brothers. My sister wasn't involved. And my dad's looking through where he can see in the window from how it was designed that he could be in the house and see in, because it's indoor. You know, when we were swimming, you want to make sure you keep an eye on us. And all of a sudden you hear him go, "If I see you hit someone again with that hockey stick, I'm going to break him." And to this day, it's my 2 brothers. All of a sudden he looks, and Steve, my youngest brother, is swinging the hockey stick at Hamilton, my middle brother. And my dad comes in raging, just raging. So we got 8 hockey sticks, or 9, or whatever it was. Man, at that time it seemed like a lot. And he's going through these wood hockey sticks, and he's just breaking them over his knee, and he is chucking them all the way across the room. If I ever see you touch one of these, and he's breaking it over his knee, and he gets to about halfway through, and there's 2 plastic hockey sticks, and he goes to break one, and he can't break it. He tries to break it again, and he can't break it. And about the 3rd time, he just chucks it across the room, and he goes, "Don't ever touch that one." So he gets to the point where, and it's just, to this day, he left. There was a little more to the story, but we'll end it there. He as a guest on the podcast, we'll leave it there. To this day, we aren't allowed to play hockey in the house. At his house. You guys were laughing, and it was maybe the most memorable thing I will ever remember. Just exactly how it played out, where it looked. No hockey games.
I know what I'm getting all the Dowden kids for Christmas next year. We're getting hockey sticks from top to bottom.
It's funny you brought up hockey, though, because I was actually thinking of a story that included hockey as well in the house.
Yep.
So, I don't know how old we were. I was at my friend's house, and we were big Mighty Ducks fans. And so we would like...
Mike, do you know what that movie is?
I love the Mighty Ducks.
Okay.
Mighty Ducks?
Loves the
Everyone
Mighty
loves the
Ducks,
Mighty
and he
Ducks.
hates Star
He
Wars.
probably only watches sports movies. And keeps book recreational and baseball.
So, huge Mighty Ducks fans. So we would like play Mighty Ducks in his basement, where we'd throw on our rollerblades and we'd just like play games as the Mighty Ducks.
Which Mighty Duck were you, Tyler?
We used to play as the Bash Brothers and just pretend to like crush people, which is where this story kind of comes in.
Can you take me through what it's like to pretend to crush somebody?
You just pretend to check them into the wall.
Do you make
Just random nobodies, or
yes, invisible.
Yeah, there was.
You
there was
know,
only
like
2
the
of us.
friends you played
so
baseball pinball with.
So you're saying that you're just running into the wall in rollerblades?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay.
But
I'm not like
he's like
I'm not like running in like
He's
I'm
like
pretending to
grunting.
check them like I'm
Oh,
stopping myself
Oh.
because it's the wall.
There's a little bit of trash talk involved, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you like
I
that?
mean, for like an 8 or 9 year old, yeah, as much as you're gonna get. But so my friend's dad was starting to finish the basement, so he had like 3 or 4 closets. He had a really long basement, not very wide, which made like the perfect hockey rink. So closet doors were now going in, and me and my friend playing as the Bash Brothers decided, hey, we're going to go check this invisible player into the wall and smash like to pieces this new closet door. And it was one of the like sliding ones that opened up, so there were a bunch of pieces. Just
Tyler wasn't
the
welcome
only
back.
thing I can
You
remember
felt tough
from that
though,
was
didn't you?
we did that and we looked at each other and said, well, I think we're done. And before we could even do anything else, his dad comes running down and just stares at us.
And then you were done.
And I just left. I don't know. I don't know how the story ended. I took my rollerblades off. I walked upstairs. I put my shoes on and I went home.
No words were exchanged.
No, I walked right past him and he was still just looking down the basement at my friend. And I just I think I snuck by him, but he obviously knew I was there. And I just went home.
Were you invited back?
Yeah, we still did play hockey after that.
Bold.
The closet
bold
door-
strategy.
Last Christmas break, Tyler and his buddy got together. We're playing Mighty Ducks.
the basement was finished after
I just
a while.
crushed that
But
guy.
he did take the rest of the closet doors off, so that could not happen. But yeah, so it's funny that you brought that up because it just.
Well, I have 2 things for the regular podcast hosts like myself. They all remember my favorite made-up game of Gaki that we used to play as kids. For our newbie guest here, Mike, we used to have a sandbox that was probably...
Oh, surely Mike listened to that episode.
Oh, yeah, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about.
We had a game. I can't remember what it's called, but it was a combination of basketball, soccer, and something else. And we thought we were really cool, and come to find out it was just handball. But
This, I promise you, has been nowhere. Sandbox, about 4x4. Goalie is in the sandbox with a wedge. Offensive guys out of the sandbox with a wedge and a golf ball. And the goal was to try and get the golf ball inside the sandbox by any means necessary. So you can imagine some chip shots that were, played well off the man's chest and dropped down in the sandbox. That's a goal. You gotta knock it out somehow. That's
Why even have a wedge?
well, wedges because
Like,
you want to. Sometimes you can fake them out and you want to chip it in the corner.
oh no, I totally get why you would
Yeah, give
play
him the
with
old
a
triple
wedge
deke.
as the
Well,
offender.
because you had to have the same club, so it was fair. Because when you got scored on, then you switched.
Well, sure, but you could just
you couldn't just trade clubs.
yeah.
No.
Seems like as a goalie, you might as well just.
Why are you guys picking holes in our story? Anyway,
I'm just saying, it's hard to defend anything with a wedge.
so the second childhood memory, also a big football fan myself growing up. Grew up in the heyday of the monsters of the Midway, with the greatest running back who has ever graced the fields across the United States.
Nagurski,
Barry Sanders played in Detroit.
1943.
You guys are awful. Walter
just
Payton, thank you very much. So my parents' house is set up. You got kitchen, leads to dining room, leads to living room, and it's kind of a one long area. And so we had these big, huge body pillows. They were probably 2 foot by 3 foot rectangles. And so we have, 3 or 4 of them. And so I would take a football and start in the kitchen. And I'm making a beeline to the living room. And my brothers would be in the doorway between the dining room and the living room. And they'd be kind of down on all fours. So I would come through them, and they would flip me up in the air as high as they could, and I'd land on these body pillows. I mean, probably about 80% of the time I hit the body pillows. But it was,
That's decent odds.
that is pretty good, yeah. I mean, there once in a while, the foot hits the floor, the elbow hits the floor, and that, but that just made me feel like Walter Payton felt, when he'd go up over the pile and land in the turf, the old hard turf of Soldier Field back in the day. So that was one of my favorite childhood memories, was coming from a beeline, probably, 85 Bears. I was 7, 8 years old when they were owning the world.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm coming around, flying from the kitchen, flying 6, 7 feet up in the air, landing on these body pillows. I mean, you guys have all seen that iconic poster of Peyton when he's got his feet up and
Jake
he's up
upside
over
down
the
in his kitchen.
No, the Peyton going up over the pile. His feet are as high as his body. He's probably, I don't know, like 6 feet off the ground. It's crazy how high he could jump. So
They always said that about me as well. I'm
got quiet there for a minute.
really quick, probably my one childhood memory that stands out is we always camped, and we kind of did the whole progression. We had pop-ups when I was real little, and one time we were camping, and this was long enough ago that that myself and both of my brothers were sleeping in one wing of a pop-up. So if you know any of us at this point in time,
You guys were like newborns.
yes,
You were just born. They were only a couple years old. So.
likely the case. But the pop-up, like the canvas around the wings, at that time was held with bungee cords that went underneath. And so that's all fine until one night I woke up on the ground outside of the camper. And I was like, I was a little kid, and I woke up outside with a big thud, and I was like, wow. So I went around, and I went back inside. My parents were like, "What are you doing? Where did you go?" I fell out of the camper. And to this, and we looked, and there was no rips. There were no bungees.
I'm
loose.
thinking you had two older brothers that were trying to off you a
That's
little bit.
exactly what I was thinking.
Maybe the wolves will get him if we push him out in the middle of the night.
Luckily we had the bikes tucked under the wing, otherwise I'd have fell right on it. But I felt 4 feet in the middle of the night. So now I'd recently have kind of been looking at campers, and I was like, that's the first thing I check if I'm looking at a pop-up or one of those expandables. It's like, so how is this attached?
And how far does that go from the ground there in that wing?
Does this come with a net or? But that was a little walk down memory lane, and now this episode's going to run a little long. I apologize, but this has to be done. I've been losing sleep over it. What the heck is that song? This game is going to function very much like Jeopardy would. We have 5 categories: country, top hits of 2010, classic rock, 90s hits, and miscellaneous. So I'll keep score. What's going to happen
You
is
sure you don't want me to keep score?
He's really good to keep a book.
You got 2 math guys over here. You're going to keep score over them.
He's been practicing bookkeeping for years. So you'll select.
Andy knows 4 names of the 2010s, so watch out for those.
You'll
I'm
select.
really scared about that category.
You'll select a category and a value, and I will read you a small chunk of song lyrics.
You're not going to sing them?
Nope.
You're not going to play them?
No, because if you play them or sing them, then that adds context, and you can't. That would be helpful. Can't have that. So I'll read you some song lyrics. You need to tell me the name of the song, and then, if you guess that correctly, you'll have the opportunity for 100 bonus points if you can tell me the artist.
What if we don't know the name of the song, but we know the artist?
Doesn't count.
You don't even
You
get
You
anything?
can't get bonus points until you get the regular ones.
Did we have to answer in the form of a question?
Nope.
Okay.
I just need
That
a
would be
song title.
Jeopardy.
Mike, because you're the guest, the board is wide open. Country, top hits of 2010, classic rock, 90s hits, miscellaneous. 1 through 500.
Let's go country for 300.
I close my eyes and sometimes see you in the shadows of this smoke-filled room.
Can we ask for hints? It's a female artist, correct?
Negative.
No.
No, I can't ask for hints, or no, it's not a female artist.
Yes.
One of those two.
It's not a female artist.
And you can't ask for hints.
Right. Unless I'm feeling really generous, then I might give you a hint.
Say it again.
I close my eyes and sometimes see you in the shadows of this smoke-filled room.
And we're looking for the song.
Name of the
Name of the
song.
song.
You don't have to wait for me, right? Like anyone else can guess?
No, this is your turn.
Well,
That's not how Jeopardy's played, though.
mine-
Yeah.
can
Time
guess.
out. Pause. I forgot to do explain the rest of the rules, and this I even wrote down. Time out. Before we start the game, everyone needs to select a buzzer sound or word. So when you know it,
Beep, beep.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a lot of pressure.
Okay, that's a weird buzzer sound, but we'll go with it. Mike, what's yours?
What was yours, Tyler?
Beep beep.
Tweet, tweet. Oh, okay, it's strong.
Oh, these guys are original.
You already did.
Just gonna go.
yours. No, it's too late.
Nope, that's
Yours
it.
says, I
You guys
don't-
want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Okay, so now when you know the answer, you buzz in with that, and then
Got
when
it.
you win the previous one, you get to guess. Okay,
We could just say like our name, like Mike.
that's boring.
Okay.
Use that. That could be your buzzer.
That should be your buzzer. All right.
Mike's my buzzer. I'm changing my buzzer.
Mike selected country for 300. I close my eyes and sometimes see you in the shadows of the smoke-filled room.
This is gonna be a long game.
Shh. No time. That would be Neon Moon by Brooks and Dunn.
Oh yeah. Yep.
See, with no context, if I sang it, it would be easy. Since nobody got it, Mike, choose another.
Let's go country for 200. Let's get a little easier.
Because we'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way.
Courtesy of the red. Oh, tweet tweet.
That's correct. Mike, for a bonus 100 points, can you tell me who sings that song?
Can this part be stolen?
No.
Dang it.
I thought about that earlier. I thought about doing half points, and I said,
I can't think of his name right now. I can picture him in my mind.
all right. Toby Keith.
Toby Keith. Dang it.
So Mike leads the charge.
Let's go country for
with
400.
Oh, we're going harder now.
Anytime you guys want to play along, join in.
Yeah, you guys are toast. None of you know this one. Red hair tied up in a blue bandana. She was hotter than the devil's hell. Jake knows it. I can see it in his eyes.
No, that's a glossy look that I get when I have no idea what's going on.
That would be the song about me and my life. Mr. Misunderstood by Eric Church.
Oh, I knew it
I
was.
should have
Eric
gone. I should
Church.
have known you would have gone
I didn't think it was that
modern
song.
country.
I like to mix it up.
Let's go.
Might as well finish off the country category.
Nah,
There's only
no.
two left.
We still
No,
have-
that's no fun. By the way, is there like a daily double or something?
No,
No.
that's too advanced. for
Okay.
me.
Next time.
Let's go miscellaneous for 300.
Now, Daddy ran the whiskey in a big black Dodge. Bought it in an auction at the Mason's Lodge. Hint?
No hints. I'm gonna win this game at 200 points.
No, you're not.
There's a dance. This is going so well. See, we've talked in the past about how I'm a big lyric guy.
Yeah.
I'd crush him. Granted, I made it, but I'd still crush him. Copperhead Road, Steve Earle. Mike.
I just
I'm
need to
gonna
think
get
about
shut
your
out.
Playlist at Kip and Debs is all I need to do for this.
That's
Let's
it.
go 2010 100. Tweet tweet catch up.
No, you gotta name the song.
Oh, dang it.
He's out for this one.
No, I'm not ready yet.
Oh, you already answered.
Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack.
Beep beep.
Damn it. I knew
That
that
is
one.
TikTok
Bonus?
by Kesha.
Look at Tyler.
I was right.
Boom! Hey, look who's tied.
200, and Jake is taking it in the rear.
I'm not a very big music guy.
Top select your next stop.
We're gonna stay 2010
That was a good
for
year.
200.
I didn't realize how good of a year that was for music until I heard the earworm thing today, and I was like,
I'm gonna have to listen to
my
that now.
God.
That's gonna be on my playlist.
Toned, tan, fit and ready. Turn it up, because it's getting heavy.
I can picture it too.
It's hard, it's hard without
beep.
singing it.
Is that California Girls by Katy Perry?
And who else?
Snoop Dogg.
Yes!
That was Snoop Dogg's part, by the way.
It was Snoop Dogg's part.
Yeah, I
Knew
couldn't
it.
remember that part right away. I was originally struggling with the name of the song first.
It's now 500 to 200 to Jake.
Oh, feeling good. All right, 2010 300.
Give me some space for both my hands. 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 hands.
Was there that many, or did you add an extra one?
Nope, there's 4.
I can hear. I can hear the song.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Please stick around for episode 7.
Jake
Can't think
may or may not be here, so we got to make this one count.
Do you get
Can't
it?
think of it.
Do you lose points if you get it wrong?
No.
Yeah, that's how Jeopardy works.
That's why I asked before I said it.
You can't say no.
In this game, I'm just encouraging someone to say anything.
That's dumb.
I feel like tweet.
Yeah?
I feel like it's called turn it up.
Nope. Close. Dynamite.
Oh,
It's close to turn
Tyler
up.
Cruz.
Tyler Cruz. Tyler.
2010 400.
I got that girl from overseas. Now she's my Miss America. Now can I be her soldier, please?
Tweet. Soldier Boy.
Beep beep. Down.
That's correct. The artist?
I believe it's Jay Sean.
That is correct. Tyler.
I think I'm going to pull the
Just so
Jake
you
strategy.
know, all these songs were on at the bar when I was in college.
I know that is
That's why
good
I
know.
year
Fair.
for you. Well, it's not his fault. You're
There's
old.
other categories, but you got to answer a question to get to them.
I did. I didn't know them either.
Tyler.
Well, let's finish off the 2010s for 500.
She had me going crazy. Oh, I was starstruck. She woke me up daily. Don't need no Starbucks. Jake even asked for this earlier.
I doubt that highly.
He did. That would be a Baby by Justin Bieber featuring Ludacris.
Only Bieber,
did
not
listen to that.
Ludacris. I'm only a straight Bieber fever guy.
All right, so we're now out of top 40 hits of 2010.
What do we have left for country?
100 and 500.
Country for 100.
Well, I'll be as high as that ivory tower that you're living in. This is an example of a song we've talked about on this show. Someone claimed to be a master of it.
Which would be you.
Nope. Which would be you.
Master of it.
What were
Somebody owns this song, but he doesn't know the secret verse.
I know exactly when we talked about it. As soon as you said that, but now I can't.
when did you talk about it?
We were talking about our
Friends in Low Places, Garth Brooks.
I knew it was Garth
Jake,
Brooks.
This is my go-to
We should be able.
karaoke
No,
song.
Okay, with how good this is going,
I can read
and
words
it's
off
going-
the screen.
it's going really well. Even as a guest.
A one-time only guest, apparently.
Yeah, God, it's too sassy.
Clearly. I feel like I could have got some artists right.
artists.
All
I
right.
think are way easier.
I'll now accept artist.
Or
Whoa,
song, and then
what?
you get the other one for a bonus.
I think that's acceptable.
Yeah, that's fine.
We're all equals
Yeah,
on
as
this
long as
show
I
except
still
Mike.
All right, so you,
Let's start over.
Still your
No,
choice.
no. We're gonna say country for 500. Finish it off.
I do love this one. His mama named him Tommy, but folks just called him Yella.
Tweet.
Yes.
Johnny Cash.
Nope. You're on the right path of
Now we're just going to be guessing
time
artists.
period.
No, I'm gonna play the.
At
correct
least
way.
there's some.
Don't know.
That would be Coward of the County by Kenny Rogers. Have you listened to the words to that song?
No, I
love that
haven't.
Apparently not.
Go back and listen
It's
to
a
the
great
words,
song.
and then you might love it less. Rough.
Well, there. Yes. Yes, it is.
Rough. Tyler.
Miscellaneous.
So now we're down to classic rock, 90s hits, and miscellaneous.
Yeah, miscellaneous for whatever the lowest one is.
100. Baby Shark. Doot, 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 doot.
BB.
Tyler.
That would be Baby Shark.
By
Doesn't matter. I'm still getting the Baby Shark points
It's by Pink Fong.
by literally anybody at this point.
Tyler.
by Collins.
My 2-year-old knows
3-year-old
it's by
is-
Pink Fong.
We're gonna stay miscellaneous.
200, 4 or 5.
200.
It's the one song I knew, and I wasn't quick enough with
I'm
my
through
buzzer.
with standing in line at clubs I'll never get in.
Beep beep.
Yes?
I think that's Rockstar by Nickelback.
That's correct. And the bonus points. Tyler's wiping the floor with these guys.
Notice, I never said I was feeling nervous about this
A
game.
quick
They
update.
were.
It's 1,400 to 200 to 0. Tyler.
Miscellaneous for whatever the next one.
Is
400?
your back getting sore?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, another song discussed on this lovely, wonderful show.
Got it.
The searchers, they say, they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they had 15 more miles behind her. I believe when we discussed this, I was talking about the swimming ability of Mormons. My all-time favorite song and the greatest song in Wisconsin history.
Oh.
It's way too many hints. That doesn't even count.
You still don't know it, do you, Jim?
No, I don't.
This is The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot.
That's good. If you guys haven't listened to that, we talked about it last episode, and my cousin Ben was listening to this at work and like stopped listening to the podcast and went and listened to the song and then came back to
So now he's going to do that again.
for sure.
Good luck, Ben.
What a good song.
Let's finish off that miscellaneous.
For 500. Oh, you're no chance you're going to get this. Although you might, but I still doubt it. This is hard. That's why it's 500 points. Also, my brother Travis would get this. Way back when I was just a little bitty boy living in a box under the stairs in the corner of the basement of the house half a block down the street from Jerry's bait shop. You know the place. Literally my only hope was that Tyler would get this.
Thanks.
I don't
for
think I
making
know.
me feel good.
It's Albuquerque by Weird Al Yankovic.
Ooh, okay.
I thought Tyler was my best shot at Weird Al.
I'm
You're now down
I'm
to
a Weird Al
90s
fan.
hits and classic rock. Both of which, for sure, classic rock, I feel.
Tyler's got the advantage.
I'm going to save that one. We're going to go 90s for 100. Just
Here
in
you,
case.
here you go, Jake.
I'm still not going to know any of these.
Sure you are.
I wasn't a music guy.
This is when you were exotic walking or whatever the hell you call that
Parkour.
sport. Parkour.
It's freestyle walking, all right?
I think you called it extreme walking last time. You don't even know the name of your own sport.
We mixed it up.
I ain't talking about Playboy because silicone parts are made for toys.
Baby got... Oh, Baby got back.
Jake.
Yes, I'm on the board.
Do you know who sings that song?
Now you put me on the spot. I got all excited that I knew the name. I can't come up with it.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Damn it. Yes, I knew that.
Still in second.
Jake,
I did not get skunked out.
your lead.
Let's go 90 hits for 200.
Love can touch us one time and last for a lifetime.
I think that's 80s.
It was at least on the charts in the 90s. There's a pan.
Is it Love of a Lifetime?
No,
That's a good
you
song,
blew
though.
it. There's a pan flute.
They don't even know what that is.
Yeah, you do if you heard it.
Nope,
I'm
nobody
gonna
gets
know
it.
When
Move
you
on.
say it, I'll know it. But
My heart will go on. Celine Dion. Come on, people. Jake, regretfully,
300.
you somehow are in the lead. It's kind of hard with you not around. Know you're in heaven, smiling down. On to the next one.
Nope, hold on. It's right on the tip of my tongue. It's Tupac?
No. You're on like the right track.
I know it's rap.
You should try the song.
Puff Daddy.
Yes.
Yes. Give me a second. I'm getting to the name
You're
of the song.
getting there.
Oh, my friends are gonna be mad at me. I'm having a brain fart.
I'll be missing you.
Yes,
But
dang
I'm
it.
gonna give you points for Puff Daddy.
No, you're not. That was a second guess.
That's true.
I'm the old man here. I get
I'll
a
gi-
second
I'll
chance.
give him 100
Mike's just mad because
points.
now he's in last.
I was
place.
gonna
Oh, no,
say.
now he's tied.
I'm tied for
now
that.
he's
It's all right.
tied.
He can have 100.
Finish. Are we finishing that?
Now you
cup?
got 4 and 5.
400.
I have a tendency to wear my mind on my sleeve. have a history of taking off my shirt.
Beep beep. 1 week by the Bare Naked Ladies.
That's correct.
I knew that one.
If you guys each had 12 times as many points as you do, you would be tied.
With Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do it.
We're not out of it, Mike.
Or
We still have.
I
So you're
know.
saying there's a chance?
I get. Let's go 500, right?
Yep. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me.
Oh,
tweet,
I
tweet, tweet, tweet.
Yes.
Either one of them.
No, you can't go one of them.
It's no scrubs.
Yep.
Didn't know that one.
I could sing it, but I don't know the name of
I'll
it.
give you a hint.
It's no scrubs.
It's 3 letters.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the other guys?
You're just doing it on purpose. Don't go chasing no waterfalls.
TLC.
TLC. You're right. You're right. I couldn't remember. I was on. Hey, that's 500 points.
It is.
I think I'm in second.
Big one.
He is 2,400, 700 to 200.
Yes.
I'm just on the board. I'm
We still
just
got a
happy.
whole
On the
other
board.
category.
Mike,
What's our last category?
classic rock.
Classic rock.
They're all there.
I'm gonna go 500. Just,
Whoa.
just so I
Yeah.
have an idea whether Jake's gonna time me or not.
I'm not.
You can put me out on the street. Put me out with no shoes on my feet. But put me out. Put me out. Put me out of misery.
Everybody turns to Tyler.
Wearing a Rock USA shirt.
This isn't a lot of classic rock though. It's a lot of new rock.
Yeah, like Ozzy. He's really young.
Well,
No,
that was
he's
just
still
to
classic,
kick off
too.
his tour.
That's a
think I-
pass for everybody.
I don't think I know this one.
That would be Beast of Burden by the Rolling Stones.
Oh, I should have guessed Rolling Stones.
Mike.
400.
You got to squeeze a little, tease a little more. This song was discussed on the show. At least one of us is paying attention.
I paid attention. That doesn't mean it's not my music. I don't remember it. Tyler?
That's the definition of not paying attention.
I was paying attention in class. I just don't know what you said.
I think the person who discussed it should lose points if they don't remember it.
Pour some sugar on me. Def Leppard.
That would have been Tyler.
How do you not know that one, Tyler?
Because out of all of the Def Leppard songs, that's one of my least favorite.
Yeah, but it still exists.
Might
Yeah.
be the only one I know.
Well, you didn't know it well enough to get that. So
Mike, you want 300?
Sure, let's just keep getting through this.
There she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell. And I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. I like this mostly because it's just killing Tyler on his insides.
beep beep.
Yes?
Living on a Prayer.
No!
All I can think about is pour some sugar on me. So
Now it's stuck in my head.
Nope.
That would be Hotel California by the Eagles.
Oh yeah.
For 200.
whoa,
Mike,
whoa,
I officially lose. For those of you that
Oh,
don't.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm a numbers guy
Yeah,
too.
but we gotta hear we gotta see the last two.
And he officially won.
Working hard to get my fill. Everybody wants a thrill. Also discussed on this show.
Beep beep.
Yes,
Don't Stop Believing. Journey.
that's correct.
That was my graduation song, by the
Well,
way.
that's a weird graduation song.
It is.
Mine
Don't
was-
stop believing
especially
in
in
yourself.
09.
Mine was
Yeah, but for someone to graduate in 2009 and have that,
mine was No Boundaries by that guy that either won or took second place on American Idol. Chris Allen. Chris with a K.
sounds cool.
Her hair reminds me of a warm, safe place where as a child I'd hide.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, this is the one where he eats a bat.
Beep beep.
Yes.
Sweet Child of Mine. Guns N' Roses.
Yes. Wow.
I'm impressed, Tyler.
I'm impressed that I didn't get skunked.
I'm not impressed by anything that you just did. Very little. In fact, you couldn't even get Friends in Low Places, which is your go-to karaoke song.
I can read the words off the screen. That doesn't mean I have them all memorized.
Again, the definition of not paying attention.
So, a final score from this show that I felt so good about that was frankly quite underwhelming. Tyler, what the heck
11
are you going to do
billion
with
points.
2,900 points?
Do I get to bank those to other games?
Yes.
Nice.
Mike, 700.
Do I get Mike's when he leaves then?
Nope. Jake, 200.
Solid.
That's good. That's really
It's a
good.
solid base to start from.
Is it?
I'm just glad I get to make it to the next show as the winner. That's how Jeopardy works, right?
Yeah. You're coming back to the next show, and I'm going to pick something that's not music, apparently. Shush!
Why? I did okay.
You did okay. Everybody else has never heard a song before. What is this in my ears? So, yeah, that was a thing that happened. It's all right.
Wow.
I still loved it, and I now found a place where I can make Jeopardy games. So, game shows coming soon.
Nice. Also, I'm excited to listen to some DJ Earworm later.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's one thing you should all do. And as soon as we get off of here, I'm going to go ahead and put it on here in the studio. But it's good. Start with 2010 and work from there in whichever direction you prefer. Doesn't matter to me. But, no, episode 6 is in the books. We're more than halfway to double digits. And Jake wanted to be done after 1, so I think we're really doing well. But, again, you know, for you guys that have stuck with us, we appreciate you. Keep telling your friends. And if you don't have friends like us, well,
Everybody has friends.
Action figures are still friends.
tell your
It's okay.
parents because
Mike had a 9-person lineup. There was 8 other people there.
No, Mike wasn't playing. He was keeping books.
You know he was the leadoff,
No, he was in the stands.
so he was just the manager of the team.
Poindexter.
So he had 9 friends then.
Yeah.
That's even better.
That is better. That's good. So on behalf, I can't even talk about all of Mike's friends. It's too overwhelming.
I was following COVID recommendations before COVID was a recommendation.
I was social distancing before it was cool. It's still not cool.
I bet you never played hockey with those friends, though.
No. I think I'm just going to go buy a hockey stick and drop it off in front of your dad's house.
Could we just hockey stick their yard?
Yes.
Make that a thing.
We're doing
I think
that.
that'd be cool.
We'll be sure.
Every Dowden.
We'll be
We
sure
should
to
get 3 hockey sticks and put them in every Dowden's yard.
We'll be sure to post this on Facebook when there's hockey sticks. That we'll post them when they're intact first, and then we'll come back at like a half hour later and take pictures of them broken in half. All right. Well, thanks again. Make sure you finish that beer and have another one. My pace was poor tonight. I think but we started early enough tonight that I can still have another one before I'm passed out in my bed. So that's actually probably not true. It's still bedtime. But you all have another one and enjoy the rest of your evening. For Jake Reese, Tyler Heck, and the very special guest, Michael William Dowden. I'm Colin Frederick. Let's get the heck out of here.